late, but we're here.
You know, sometimes you gotta be fashionably late.
Fashionably late, yes. So today we are going to talk about the importance of holistic health practices in incorporated into your lifestyle. And I thought we could just kind of give a little bit of a deep dive. We're not going to dive too deep. But kind of just a surface level chat about the importance of these things. And so my business in particular is built on the three concepts of movement, mindset, and medicine. Medicine meaning nourishment, and all of those encompassing a total holistic health lifestyle.
Yeah.
But I just think that oftentimes people mistaken that term for the wrong thing. So I kind of was going to for example, let's go ahead and start with mindset. You know, people talk about a holistic health mindset really being grounded in meditation. Well, meditation can mean a lot of things.
Yeah.
I'm not a yogi. I have nothing wrong with yogis. That is just not my vibe. My form of mindset and meditation focus is through contrast therapy in the ice barrel and the sauna and practicing deep breathing in those situations. Mm-hmm. I don't know. What do you do? I know you're not a yogi either. Are you?
No, I'm not. And I can't sit there and meditate, which is a red flag. The fact that I can't sit there and calm my mind like that, which my husband can. And that's how he starts his day with meditation. And he can really just by himself and do that. Mine is always in the act of doing something that I love and kind of drowning out the chaos of my life and just focusing on that one thing. So probably my therapy, my meditation is riding horses. Mm-hmm. And that's where I find the most amount of clarity, but that's something that I have to focus on. It's something that I'm actively focusing on while also letting my mind kind of then process everything else that's that I can't do in that moment. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. It's the stress of my day, everything like that, zoning that out, focusing on what I'm doing, and I don't know. That's that's my positive mindset.
Yeah, but it's just crazy to me how I think so many people get this narrow, laser focused idea of what that is. And the thing is it's totally different for different people. Yours is on a horse, mine is not during my workouts because I opt for more high intensity.
No, yours is in an ice barrel where you literally have, in order to get through that experience,
I'm forcing
you
myself.
have to focus
Yes.
on something outwardly.
Yes.
That just for whatever reason brings me back to natural childbirth, because it took a lot of mental power to get through that.
But those things in turn strengthen you.
Yes.
And that's kind of how the whole holistic mindset of approaching that as a lifestyle is all of these things collaboratively come together to aid in executing that. I'm trying to get my words out correctly, but one of them is mindset.
Yeah.
Another one is, daily practices, for example, the importance of sleep, hydration, nutrition, movement, all of these, and it does matter. I'm sorry, you're not living a well-rounded holistic lifestyle if you're eating processed foods, not hydrating yourself, not sleeping well. All of these things stack on one another. And no, you don't have to be perfect at it, but the importance of it is finding ways to ground yourself in these different values so that you're taking care of your body.
Yeah, and I mean, oftentimes, what you do it in the way of the preparation. You know what I mean? You're laying the foundation and the ground rules through your business, and then in Paris Laundry, I see the effects and the aftermath of that literally in people's skin. And looking at people's skin every day, we can determine whether or not these are the same things that we talk about is are we exercising and releasing toxins that way? What are we eating? What's our hydration looking like? What's our sleep? Stress. Stress comes down to that mindset, all of these things. So the same pillars that you've built your business on and that you hold true to are the same things that we see in the skincare world and all of that, because we literally are looking at the effects of either doing or not doing those things. And again, like you said, it's not about being perfect in that. We're all gonna, life is gonna throw whatever at us at all times. And so it's not about being perfect at those, but it's also just realizing sometimes then listening to our bodies, and that's where holistic wellness comes in, and that's where holistic health comes in, where it's listening to those symptoms and those signals from your body because they're telling you something. So a lot of times, facial mapping is where I go. And so when people come in and it's a lot of congestion in the forehead, I'm like, what are we stressed about? Are we sleeping? If it's congestion down here and we see a lot of this is hormones. And so it's like, okay, are you on your period? Are you not on your period? What are we stressing about? Also, like, I asked the oral birth control question. There's so many things that our bodies are telling us because it has to do with what you just said.
Well, and the other piece of it too is like, also, like I said, people get this, I don't want to use a word that's like offensive, but it's just like they think like holistic health is like this super crunchy person that like doesn't do X, Y, and Z. And like, that's not it at all. And like,
I think it's just somebody that's truly in tune with
their body.
And they're just finding forms of nourishment. And we've said this for so long since we've even started like talking about and doing these lives, is it's just like, how do you feel like at that optimum level? Like, and if you're doing so many things, taking care of yourself allows you to perform at an optimum level.
And, I notice when I'm sleeping well, when I'm hydrating, when I'm eating well, when I'm taking care of my skin, I feel that.
Yeah.
You notice a difference. And the other thing, you even mentioned like the importance, and I mean, I obviously let you speak to this because you're the expert, but like with skincare, it is like, I notice I can look at my skin and be like, holy smokes, I need to go drink some water.
Yeah.
Or just, like she said, I remember you telling me you've had clients that come in and they say, well, I'm doing X, Y, and Z. And you're like, well, are you drinking water?
Yeah.
Are you eating a ton of sugar? Like, all of that affects, it's not just what goes in your body, it reflects on the exterior.
Yeah.
And that's why all of these things go hand in hand. And, I'm going to go ahead and plug the importance of, like, the reason she's sitting here, like the importance of healthy skincare. Like, it does matter, and it matters to know what's in what you're eating, and it matters to know what's in what you're putting on your body. And if you did not get a chance, go watch, actually, I think it's on your stories. I wish you would have saved it.
I can save it to a highlight too,
but talking about, especially like with the age gap of younger girls, I'll let her share actually this just.
Yeah. No, just if you watched my stories earlier today, I was just sharing, there are just so many beauty brands and everything that market to young girls, and it's all anti-aging. It's these high actives, and it's not what we should be putting on. I mean, it's not even what we should be putting on our skin a lot of times, because the actives are just so high, mixed with other toxic ingredients that, again, we want to try and steer clear of. But I mean, when it comes down to it, it's more about nourishment than it is like really trying to erase anything, or like, because that's not what's going to happen. But I always tell people, like, what we do in here, I can only give you things topically. Yes, I have supplements, and yes, we have some things that can be ingested, but at the same time, like, I can only help you on the surface of your skin. Like, you going home and taking care of the inside is what's really gonna like leg up everything to your skincare. You can come get an entire facial from us and everything, and I can guarantee you that Irini in there is talking about food. She's talking about
celery juice.
She's talking about celery juice. She's talking to you a lot about celery juice. But I mean, just hydration in general and listening. Like, I get to see that though. Like, I get to hear her have those conversations in the treatment room, and it's just so validating to what we do on a daily basis. And then also like what we come on here and talk about, but then also what we're trying to do with the retreats and everything coming. If you haven't checked out Fit to Entertain, like, go, I'll put it all in the caption too. But like, we really want to show people and give people the tools to be able to help themselves in this way, and not always rely on Caitlin or me or influencers or accounts, like to give you the knowledge and the tools to just do this on your own, so that you don't feel like, oh my gosh, it's just one more thing. That's also not what I feel like holistic health is. It's actually incredibly minimal. It's eliminating a lot of the things and the fluff and just getting to the core of what nourishes.
Yeah. And these retreats, as you will see over time, it is about nourishing your body from the inside out, giving you the tools, giving you the knowledge, giving you the experience while you are with us that you can take home and implement into your life. This is not just about pampering you for a few days. It is truly about immersing yourself in an experience that will leave you changed to implement different ways of living that will help with longevity of life.
And I feel like it's so important, because I feel like oftentimes we don't really listen to those little indicators that we're getting, those little hints, whether it's through our skin or whether it's through just like fatigue or, you know, just like everyday life. We chalk it up to being busy. We chalk it up to being business owners and moms and, you know, everything like that. And we don't really sit there and think like, well, is this how I like should be feeling? Like, and that's what I feel like holistic wellness does, is it gets more to the root cause. It's not just trying to like blanket it and just make you feel better right away. Like, that's not doing anything long term. It's just like giving you instant gratification, where I feel like with looking at a holistic approach and doing it that way is it's giving you a roadmap for a long time.
And the other thing I was going to say is, like, you know, you mentioning listening to your body, because the thing is, I think that society these days is so hard, especially on women, is because they tell us what we need. You need X, Y, and Z. You need this. You need to be this way, look this way, use this product. The thing is the path that you're talking about, Kelsey, is not the same for everyone.
Yeah.
And that's where you have to realize and listen to your body and see what you need, because what I need is different from what Kelsey needs, and what Kelsey needs is different from what you need. And that is the importance of it, is not, I guess, conforming to what society tells us is the right way to do things. A holistic way of living is listening to our own body, seeing what our body needs to nourish it.
Yeah.
And that's all I have to say.
Yeah, I think it's just like, I always think it's just like taking tools and trying things that are new, and it doesn't mean that it's always going to work out, but it's like, you know, if you are feeling sluggish or whatnot, cut out alcohol for a little bit. If that's like one thing that you're just consistently doing, and you're like, you know what, my sleep pattern is really all over the place. I'm waking up sluggish. My skin is feeling congested. I'm just feeling like I'm retaining a lot of, you know, water. I'm bloated and whatnot. Like, cut alcohol out for a little bit and see if that's what, and I feel like that's the biggest thing, is you have control over a holistic approach to things, is you can add and subtract as much as you want and see what's really working for you, and you get to carve out a path that, like you said, is right for you. Whereas like, I feel like in other ways, it's always about a diet. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, there's always people that are like, it's paleo, it's keto, it's this, it's that, it's Whole30, it's all of these things. But I mean, you can, that again, you're just pigeonholing yourself into another box. Then you have to live within that box, and sometimes that doesn't make sense. So it's like, I just like to take bits and pieces from everything that I've learned and really kind of carve out what works for me and what makes me feel good. It doesn't mean, it doesn't always mean that you look a certain way or something like that. It really is like, how do you feel? And that's, I feel like that's where
you feel.
I feel good right now. This light makes me feel fantastic.
I was like, I asked her what you did to your phone. I was like,
I didn't do anything to my phone.
I'm not wearing any makeup. You're wearing minimal.
Yeah, I have on like the oat milk foundation.
But that's holistic living.
But also, I have oil.
Yeah. No, I'm in the Paris Laundry. I have a facial. I have the every oil all over my body. Not that you asked, but
just so you know, it's everywhere.
I'm currently covered in oil under my post. Yeah. Oh, I'm ready for bed.
Your skin loves oil. Well, okay. Well, it's 7:00. So on that
note,
we could go to bed.
Yeah. Good night, guys.
See you later.
See you later.
Oh, I can't even do this.